Good afternoon. Welcome to the Stoughton Board of Select Persons, Stoughton Town Manager, Superintendent of Schools, Stoughton School Committee, Stoughton faculty, staff, families, students, and community members to the ceremonial opening of the Veterans Memorial Field and Sports Complex. I am Juliet Miller, proud principal of the Stoughton High School, member of the High School Building Committee, daughter of a United States Navy man, granddaughter of a United States Army, granddaughter, hello? There we go. Granddaughter of a United States Army man, and a proud graduate of Stoughton High School. We will begin this afternoon's ceremony with the presentation of colors by the VFW, Stoughton Police and Fire, and the Massachusetts State Police. Please stand and remain standing for the national anthem, which will be sung by Senior Sandra Awad.
Detail! Upton! Hut! Present! Hums!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order! Hum! Hurry, rest!
Excellent job, sweetheart.
Thank you. Thank you, Sandra. That was beautiful. You may all be seated. Thank you to the Massachusetts State Police, the VFW, the Stoughton Police, and the Stoughton Fire Department for taking part in our ceremony today. Today we not only celebrate the opening of an amazing stadium and sports complex, but we honor and celebrate the men and women who are in uniform here today and all others who have served our country in any one of our branches of service. We are here today because of each and every individual who has chosen the selfless path, given of themselves, and sacrificed much, some sacrificing all. Could all the veterans here today please stand and be recognized? Thank you. At this time, I am privileged to present to you the Stoughton High School Marching Band for a musical selection.
It's definitely a question me. It's the first time I've ever been on this field. I live right around the corner.
Thank you, Mr. Mange, Mrs. Fisk, and all of our staff and students for being here today, playing so strikingly, honoring our veterans, and certainly representing our school with dignity and pride. Please welcome our new Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Thomas Rabb, for a few remarks.
Tricky speaker here.
Thank you so much, Ms. Miller, for that kind introduction. The first time I saw this stadium and the entire sports complex, it took my breath away. Looking around at the beautiful field, the stands, the surrounding gardens, I marveled at the landscaping and careful attention to detail of all the architecture. What a fitting tribute to our veterans to name the stadium in their honor. Any alum who returns to Stoughton after being away for a while will be proud to visit and brag about the facility to friends from other towns and even states. And while I've only been on the job here for 6 weeks, Stoughton pride is evident everywhere I go. I learned early to wear black and orange. Luckily, I owned a few black suits, and my wife and I hurriedly bought some orange ties. Little by little, I've been able to adjust my wardrobe to Stoughton's school colors, enjoying every minute of it. As many of you are aware, my daughter graduated from the United States Air Force Academy out in Colorado Springs, Colorado back in May. And I truly enjoyed visits to the school over the past 4 years as we and our family begin our journey with the Air Force. The day before her graduation, we were in her dorm helping her pack, and she stopped what she was doing and she said, "We're going to have a flyover." I didn't hear a thing, but 60 seconds later, the entire dorm shook with 6 F-16 Thunderbirds flying over the school. My daughter said they were behaving today because parents were on campus. It was a lot of fun, and the whole dorm shook. The visits for me not only renewed my deep appreciation for all veterans, even those who are not in the Air Force. I've had the honor of visiting West Point and Annapolis as well over the past few years. And as soon as you walk onto any of those campuses, you immediately feel like you're part of something bigger than yourself. You feel as though the contributions from our veterans make a difference, and that without them, we wouldn't feel as safe and secure. Walking around any of the schools, one quickly learns the history of the school, but also the deep and venerable history of our armed services. Simply walking around is a huge history lesson. I feel the same pride walking through the halls of Stoughton High School and walking around the entire campus. Inside, there are murals depicting the history of Stoughton and of the high school. Here in Veterans Memorial Stadium and throughout the entire sports complex, there are signs and plaques describing and commemorating people, places, and events. One cannot visit without immediately feeling steeped in Stoughton pride. Veterans Day reminds us that there are men and women serving every day in our armed services, sacrificing their family life, their freedom, and even their own health and well-being to protect us every day. They're often called up at the very last minute in a crisis and have to say an immediate goodbye to families, never knowing where they are going or how dangerous it might become. They leave willingly, knowing that they have a duty to their country to protect all of us. Recently, after students graduate from the Air Force Academy, they enjoy a 60-day leave until they have to report to their first assignment as new second lieutenants. Soon after their leave, many of my daughter's classmates found themselves helping out with the recent airlift in Afghanistan. Orders are orders, and these newly minted lieutenants were dropped into the middle of a storm, putting their lives at risk in the airlift. The situation at that time became very personal for my daughter and for our family. She quickly learned the sacrifices that members of our armed services make every day. Today is a day to thank and honor their sacrifice and service. Thank you again for allowing me to say a few words this afternoon, and I look forward to attending many events on this campus for years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Rabb. Appreciate that. Sorry about the microphone, everyone. Little technical difficulties. So again, thank you, Dr. Rabb. We are grateful you have joined our Stoughton community. We have a saying here, once a night, always a night. Welcome to the family. Please welcome Representatives Galvin and Representative Phillips for a presentation of a citation.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is wonderful to be here on behalf of the Massachusetts House of Representatives to say thank you. Thank you to all, we're trying, but thank you very much to everyone who contributed to getting us here today in order to dedicate this magnificent complex. On behalf of the House, we are grateful for all the work that went into building the new high school, and so many community members who came out and dedicated their time, their efforts to make this a reality. And we commend you for dedicating this sports complex to the men and women who put on the uniform and serve so faithfully to our country. As a proud Sharon Eagle myself, I'm not very much looking forward to the beatdowns that are coming at the hands of the Black Knights, but I know that that every time we come over here, we're going to have a great time, because this field and this complex is just so magnificent. And so with that, we have a citation from the House of Representatives. Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to the Stoughton Public Schools in recognition of the momentous occasion of the ceremonial opening of the Veterans Memorial Stadium and Sports Complex at Stoughton High School. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors. And it's given this 11th day of November 2021 at the State House, Boston, Massachusetts, signed by Speaker of the House Ronald Mariano, State Representative William C. Galvin, and myself, State Representative Edward R. Phillips. Congratulations. Julie.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
I appreciate it.
Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. You have always been a supporter and proponent of the Stoughton schools, this building project, and the residents of Stoughton. We appreciate your support. Please welcome to the podium Stoughton High School's own athletic director, Mr. Ryan Donahue.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank the town of Stoughton. You know what we're going to do? Just going to let you hear me, okay? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank the town of Stoughton from the bottom of my heart for recognizing the need for a new high school and going through all of the necessary steps to make a top-notch facility like this a reality. I would also like to personally thank Principal Juliet Miller. I had a front row seat to see the tireless efforts she exhibited during this process. To this day, I remain unsure if this building would have been completed to the high standard it was without her leading the project. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ryan Donahue. I'm the athletic director and K-12 phys ed health director for the town of Stoughton. I've had that honor of serving the town of Stoughton in that capacity for the last 13 years. For me, today is somewhat of an out-of-body experience. An incredible amount of time, effort, and insanity came with leading the athletic department through the transition of this new facility. Now when I stop and look around, I almost can't believe that the Black Knights get to call this home. A big thank you is owed to this community for rolling with the ever-changing schedules, off-site located home games, and the willingness to carry the torch for Stoughton during some of the most challenging years to represent this town. It was truly an uphill battle, and everyone should be proud of the student athletes and their efforts. I know I'm certainly proud to see you all here today. Can we give our student athletes a big round of applause for all their efforts too? Now, I get the pleasure of hearing our Hockomock League rivals get off their buses and gush over how tremendous this facility truly is. I would like to acknowledge Anthony Sarno, who combined with Dr. Marguerite Rizzi gave me this unforgettable opportunity in representing Stoughton Athletics. Further, they had the foresight to line up former athletic director Peter Looney as my mentor. I learned more about Stoughton High and high school athletics from Peter in that year than I could have ever imagined. I think about Peter often and know in my heart that he would be very proud of how far Stoughton has come. Last, certainly not least, I'm humbled to stand before you today as we dedicate this facility, which will forever be known as Veterans Memorial Stadium. I am lucky enough to be joined by my mother, Sheila, a Marine veteran, and my father, Michael, a Navy veteran who served in the Vietnam War. They, among all other veterans, deserve the world. I spoke earlier about the time, effort, and insanity in regards to dealing with the inconveniences associated with getting a brand new facility. It is because of our veterans that we have the opportunity to have those experiences. Their personal sacrifices are unparalleled. It brings me great pride to know that this stadium will forever recognize their dedication to our country and that all veterans can feel a sense of gratitude for their service when they walk through those gates. I ask you all to join me in a big Stoughton Black Knight round of applause for all of our veterans as we honor their dedication today. And lastly, let's go Black Knights.
Thank you, Mr. Donahue. Your insight and input throughout the planning process for this amazing facility have served this community well. This community has many things to be proud of, and this complex is certainly one of them. Thank you for all you do for the student athletes and the Stoughton schools. Our Stoughton High School marching band has one final musical selection, but before we have them play, just one moment, Senator Timilty has a citation to present to Stoughton schools.
I don't know if the speaker works here.
Hey, Mike. Hey, thank you very much, Principal Miller. To all our veterans who are here today, first and foremost, thank you very much. You honor us with your presence, and of course, you protected us with your service. So thank you very much. To our police and fire, thank you very much. And our veterans, the flag is magnificent. And to see our honor guard here is terrific to be here with you all. And thank you. This citation, which I offered in the State Senate this week, honoring the town of Stoughton and the Stoughton schools in particular, Principal Miller, for this wonderful, wonderful tribute to our veterans. And what a great, great idea. Veterans Memorial Stadium. And it states as follows: Commonwealth of Massachusetts State Senate official citation. Be it known that the Massachusetts State Senate hereby extends its congratulations to the Stoughton School Department, the town of Stoughton, and specifically Stoughton High School under your leadership, Principal Miller, in recognition of the dedication of the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. This will serve as a tribute forever to our veterans' heroism and sacrifice and dedication to our great country. And be it further known that the Massachusetts State Senate extends its best wishes for continued success for all the Black Knights who play on this beautiful field, right with this orange S right there, that this citation be duly signed by the President of the Senate and a copy thereof transmitted by the clerk. Principal Miller, it's been signed by Karen E. Spilka, attested to by our clerk Mike Curley, and offered by myself, Walter Timilty. Thank you to each and every one of our veterans. Thank you all. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. We appreciate you being here today. You have always been one of our greatest supporters. And at this time, one final musical selection from our Stoughton High School marching band. Thank you. Just a few closing remarks. When I first started at Stoughton High School as principal in July of 2012, the high school had just gone through their NEASC accreditation and were on warning for the facilities. The process of getting to this point began all those years ago. It has been a long process, but one that I was privileged to take part in. Having the opportunity to give back to the community where it all began for me, that helped shape me and give me my start, is hard to describe in words. But I had the opportunity to work with an incredible team of individuals on the building committee, Compass Project Management, our architects DRA, Consigli Construction Management, and Warner Larson. Would all those that are here today that were in one of those groups please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Well, team, we did it. Look around you. This building, this turf, stadium, tennis courts, soccer field, track, and campus are amazing. I am enjoying and will continue to enjoy watching our students take full advantage of the opportunities here at Stoughton, provided by each of you on the team and the support of the Stoughton community. This is a proud moment. This ceremony marks the conclusion of the project, but the beginning of many, many years of games, matches, meets, marching band performances, and other events that will inspire, educate, and develop responsible citizens who honor their school and community and travel on to amazing futures. Thank you for joining us today. Please rise for the conclusion of this Veterans Day ceremony.
Detail, attend, hut. Present, arms. Order, arms. Parade, rest.
You should have practiced. It's 3 different units together now. So. You can proceed.
Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Please feel free to support our class of 2022 by enjoying some refreshments at the concession stand, and I hope you all have a wonderful Veterans Day. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you for your help. I appreciate it.